Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to the channel, or welcome back to the channel. Super fun one today, probably a super needed one. A lot of questions on this, hence why we're coming out of the gate with this one with our second video, but it's how to be comfortable on camera.
Ooh, let's do it. What's up, guys? We are the Legit Agents. I am Eli Schmidt. This is my business partner, Will Grimes. And if it's your first time visiting the channel, you're going to want to hit that subscribe button along with the notification bell, because every Tuesday and Thursday we're dropping a new video and we're teaching you everything you need to know about being a real estate agent, being a better broker, building a personal brand, everything that goes into this business.
And we are licensed brokers here in the state of Colorado, which means as much as we love making these videos, we would love more to help you guys with building your brand and being educated as a realtor. And yes, a little accolade. We were top 1% worldwide and top 0.5% worldwide for Berkshire Hathaway before we branched off and wanted to go national and be a part of EXP and help you guys build your brand. So yes, we are looking at partnering with more. If that's something for you, great. That number popping up below, we are the guys who answer the phone calls and the text messages. That email below, we are the guys who answer the email. So if there's some questions that you have specifically as far as building your brand, or you would like to partner up and do something else, hey, great. We're those guys for you. We will answer those phone calls. If you guys want to hit us up on social media, those handles are below. But with that being said, let's get right into it and just give you guys some tips or some what not to do's as far as being comfortable on camera.
All right, guys. Now, Will and I, very, very, very heavy on video. Video is a critical part of how we found all our success, regardless of where the clients are coming from. Video is our bread and butter. Number one, everything starts from there. Now, guys, the biggest thing that we hear from agents is that I'm just not comfortable on camera. Or, even worse sometimes, they actually do a video, send it to us, and it's just terrible because they're obviously not comfortable on camera.
It's kind of like someone like on a skateboard that clearly doesn't know how to skateboard, but they want to go up to the half pipe and like learn how to go down. They fall on their face. And I'm trying to be lighthearted and be funny. We're not great at everything, right? So like, let's just be real about that. But most importantly, it's like, hey, blind faith and just putting yourself out there, like, no, like that's not the best thing to do either, right? Like, you definitely want to have a plan and a process, and just be prepared. If you happen to be funny, be funny. If you happen to not be funny, don't be funny. Don't be a comedian. Don't be certain things. Just be you is what I'm getting at, right? Just be you. So, like with us, prior to our real estate channel, if you guys have questions on that, we do have one. No, we don't advertise it on here because it's for client base as far as people moving to Colorado. If we have all of you realtors watching that channel, the algorithm is going to think that we're trying to hunt down agents, and we're not. This is for agents. That one is for clients. But if you have questions, that channel right now is doing 13 million plus a month in volume as far as total volume sold per month. Okay, and it's phenomenal, and that's in addition to our sphere and our outbound and things that we do on our own personal social medias. If you've got questions, hit us up on that as well. But the biggest thing we've always been is ourselves. So if we say something that happens to be funny, hey, cool. And if we have some things to say that are very informative, cool. Depending on the length of video, it's what we have to say if we feel it's valuable, right? So if a video is 6 minutes, cool. If it's 30 minutes, cool. Are there different platforms that are better for long form video versus short term? Yes, absolutely. But the number one point we're trying to get to starting this video is you just gotta be you. But hey, what does that mean? And is me organized? Is me focused? There's a couple things we're gonna dive into, but bottom line, just be comfortable being yourself. So if you mess up a word, it's okay. You don't have to do a retake and be so scripted. The more scripted you are, the less an audience has to feel whether you're being yourself in the first place, right? So I know there's a lot of scripts out there. We like scripts for guidelines. So as you guys can see, I'm sitting here with my own notes and my own bullet points as far as what we want to talk about today, but I'm not scripting it out where I've got a teleprompter that I've got to read from, and then the more I'm trying to focus on what I'm reading, the less personality and impression I can leave on an audience. So bullet points are great and super effective for you being organized yet being yourself.
Guys, you may not be at a place to where you're even ready to do video yet. Now, this may seem counterproductive to what we're trying to teach you here, which is ultimately to do video and be great at it and actually convert from it, right? Closed business Not just views, not just clicks, nothing like that. Closed business, money in the bank, right? That's what we care about. You may be at a point to where you don't know how to be you because maybe you don't know you yet. Or maybe the you who you have been just shouldn't be on video, right? And you need to reestablish who you are. You need to get your feet under you as an agent a little bit. I didn't start doing video day one of real estate, right? I didn't start doing video day one of doing anything. There is a little bit of time where it's like, man, you've got to learn how to be proficient, at least to a certain extent, before putting yourself out there.
Number 2, being educated, right? So be yourself, be you, right? Unapologetically, but professionally as possible, being you, okay, right? Like, but it leads into that second point of like, well, hey, I don't really know who I am. Like, there's some learning there when it comes to like, hey, who you are as a person, yes, but no, who you are as a realtor as well, right? Like, I think we've all gone through that learning curve of like, I'll tell you a story. For the longest time, and not for the longest time, for very shortly when I first started, I wore a tie. I wore a suit and I wore a tie, and like I wanted to dress the part and be the part, and it wasn't because I was pretending. It wasn't because I didn't, I was trying to fit into what I thought the industry looked like and whatever it may be. And like over time, I started realizing like a lot of my sphere would treat me differently when I would show up to their house for a buyer prezo or a listing prezo in a suit. And, well, I've got a huge military background. I've got a huge government and police officer background, and I kind of look like a CIA guy.
Huge arms and a huge chest.
Coming into your house.
Speaking of huge.
In a suit. Well, here's more importantly than just being a bigger guy was like, well, prior to this, I helped run a fitness company, a brick and mortar fitness company. We went from 2 to 14 stores in 2 years, and we crushed it. But yeah, I was in fitness clothes, or I was in jeans and t-shirts, and people kind of knew who I was, and they were super comfortable. They knew who I was. So the second I was showing up to their house in a suit and tie, it was like, oh, what's the catch here? Because, and they also felt like, hey, Will, oh man, you're a good dude, and I know you. And like, hey, they saw me on video from that fitness company a lot as well. And like, they knew my appearance, and when I would show up almost overdressed, right, for that meeting, they felt like, hey man, like we're friends. You don't got to do that for me. It came from one of someone from my sphere. He wanted to see some homes on the weekend. It was a house that popped up last minute. I was out with my family. I said, yeah man, let's go see it. Let me just drop off my family. I'll be right over. So I get there, and he's like, oh dude, about time, And I look at my watch, and I'm like, no man, like I'm on time. And he goes, no man, you finally took the suit off. Like it was the weekend, so I was in jeans and a flannel out with my family. But when I showed up, I was kind of dressed like he was, right? And it was more approachable. And I'm not telling you not to wear a suit. I'm not saying anything like that. But what I am saying is people could clearly notice that me getting overly dressed wasn't necessarily the norm for me. And it was more about what I had to say to people that left the impression, not what I was wearing. Believe it or not, being a bigger guy, like not overly dressing, allowed them to hear me a lot better and bring down some of those barriers because I was now speaking to them in a different profession, right? Through real estate, not law enforcement, and definitely not fitness or anything like that. So the bottom line was just learning some of that, being comfortable with myself. And then the number 2 thing comes down to being educated. So something that was very reminiscent of law enforcement was criminal law, civil law. Civil law is real estate. Sorry, I'm covering his face. Real estate, right? Hey, civil law is where real estate lies, but criminal law and civil law are in the same book. So I read it well. I understand contracts well. So, but I also respected it, and I knew, hey, if I'm going to get into this, where could I be different? Well, I've got to know what law says in these contracts and terms and conditions, because I got to know if I'm writing something in additional provisions and or are super powerful words that mean different things, and I shouldn't be loose with my vernacular when I'm writing amends, right? So I also wanted to know, hey, the more I know about these contracts and what clients are obligated to, the more I can educate them during the process. Like, for example, when we're going under contract, it's super competitive, and a lot of people are submitting offers, and then cool, they're about to accept ours, and man, all right, cool, they accept our offer. And people are super excited, but then they go, oh crap, we just bought a house. If you know and understand contracts, then you know, no, you did not. We have a whole month minimum, right? Sometimes quicker, sometimes longer, but let's call it a month for now of due diligence, right? It's going through inspections and having inspection objections and resolutions and terminations and having your window for insurance. Oh, did that house pop up in a flood zone and we didn't know that, and now we have $400 more a month for insurance because it's in a flood zone. We don't want the house. HOA docs, loan termination. There's several phases you can fall out of contract on a home and protect your earnest money and get your earnest money back. Knowing and understanding execution of contracts allows you to educate your client. So when you're on camera, number one thing that you want to be doing is not just saying, hey, looking to buy or sell, look at me, I'm at my open house. No, you want to be on camera giving value adds, talking about, hey, what is earnest money and how to protect it. That's a great video. right? Or how do we stay competitive when submitting offers? Could you be talking about escalation clauses and appraisal gaps and certain things that allow your offer to stand out? Could you be talking about that on camera? Yeah, but here's the deal. Even if you are comfortable with yourself, you're definitely not comfortable on camera if you're speaking to things that you're not educated on. So this is where it falls on your shoulders, a little long-winded here, but take the time to do your own due diligence and sit down and educate yourself on the process and how it correlates as education to a client in order for you to project it on camera and be comfortable with it.
Mm-hmm. And to speaking to what you know, it doesn't always have to be real estate related either. Mm-hmm. Not to jump ahead, we're going to circle back to this. I think one of our later points, number 5 points, but just keep that in mind. It doesn't always have to be real estate related. You could be a great father, a great mother, a lot about, activities going on around the town for kids and hey, free museum days and free art days and stuff like that. It doesn't always have to be around real estate. Again, people know you're a real estate agent. I promise they know you're a real estate agent. You don't need to be bombarding them with real estate posts. Correct. And buy or sell.
He's kind of already getting into it, so we might as well just go there, right? But a lot of it, and this is going to be like just building your brand. So yes, there's going to be very specific videos you can do that are very value add, very educational as far as the real estate world to clients on that logistical side of executing real estate. But hey, when you're talking about going out to Parker Days or going out to Cheyenne Frontier Days if you're in Wyoming, and then showing some of those things and what it looks like and why someone would want to live in that area, are those videos important? Absolutely. More importantly is that kind of shows who you are as a person. So when you're showing educational videos, that's who you are as a professional. How well do you articulate? How well do they feel you can execute on a deal, which builds trust? Cool. Because there's 3 elements: know, like, and trust. Well, if they know you because they're on your social media, there's the know. Okay, cool. Now, can they trust you? Well, if you're giving educational videos and you're speaking and articulating well and giving value adds, sounds like they could probably trust you and you're pretty transparent because you're on camera. The third one is like, hey, do they like you? Mm-hmm. Well, if you're going out, and some people are going to like you, some people aren't. Some people are going to work with us. A lot of people work with us. Okay, maybe some folks don't, right? The bottom line is, if you're showing who you are, if you're out with your family, if you're out doing some of these events and you take time to not only show what you're doing with your family, but you also love just educating people on certain areas and why it's cool. Like for example, like living in downtown Denver, you've got Cherry Creek North, you've got City Park, you've got Washington Park, you've got a ton of stuff that you could be showing in the area. We show a lot of that stuff on our YouTube channel, and that just lets people in as far as like who you kind of are as a person. Know, like, and trust. Those are your 3 elements as far as what people are looking for. So yes, super important to show that. And that's a little bit more of just solidifying your brand appearance. Because your brand, by the way, it's just you. Mm-hmm. So you've got to expose and show every aspect of you to allow people to have a full spectrum as far as who they think you are. Now, he just gets to shut up for a minute. Back to the other point, right? Which is our third point as far as like, it's just being focused, right? So this video here, hey, it's a little bit longer. We're 13, 14 minutes in, but we've got clear and concise principles, right? The title, how to be comfortable on camera, right? Hey, video marketing 101, how to be comfortable on camera. That's what we're speaking to today. So what you should not be doing is, for example, talking about what is earnest money and how to protect it when you're at the county fair. Oh, hey guys, I'm at the county fair and here's some fun stuff, but then you want to talk about earnest money. It's distracting and it can get confusing, right? So just be focused. So just like we have right here, guys, super raw, super transparent for you guys. Write down a couple of bullet points. Have your notes organized in front of you. Don't be afraid to look down and look at them if you need to, right? Or just have a couple bullet points in mind. You can always, if you have to look for long periods of time, you can edit those things out later. All good. The bottom line is, what do you want to talk about? Make that clear and concise with yourself. How to be comfortable on camera. Boom. Okay. And then what are the 3 to 5 bullet points that are super important as far as being comfortable on camera? And why do I say 3 to 5 and not 15? Well, if you've got 15, you should have a video marketing 101, video marketing 102. You can have several videos and extend your content out. More importantly though, for your consumer, right? It's hard for them to take a ton in. If we taught you guys how to be comfortable on camera and everything we do on camera between our social media platforms and YouTube all into one video, it's a 4-hour video, and even if you're taking notes and you're pausing it along the way, you can only retain so much knowledge, right? And now, if you want to go back to that video, you got to go back through 4 hours to figure out and try to remember where that one point was at that I said that was super, super informative to you, that really stuck, and now you can't find it. But if we can keep our videos to 20 minutes or less, you guys are way more apt to remembering everything we're talking about. More importantly, if you ever go back to this video, you've only got 20 minutes you've got to skim through to find out that piece that you were looking for. And because we've only got 5 tips. Well, if you hear me say number 3, then and you're looking for number 5, you know you can skip forward. Or if you're looking for number 2 and I said number 3, you can go back. It's easier to navigate, right? So be very focused, clear and concise about what you want to talk about, and then dive into your bullet points and execute, and then just leave it there, understanding you're going to be more, you're going to have more consistency with some of the video content you come out with in the future.
Now, by being focused, that does not mean take 45 minutes to an hour to 2 hours and script what you're going to say ahead of time. He mentioned no scripting. I want to touch on that a little bit more. It's literally the worst thing you can do for your business, and it is starting off with training wheels that I feel can never come off. Okay, guys, if it takes you a little bit longer in the beginning by doing more Facebook Lives, more Instagram videos, more videos where you're talking about things that you know outside of real estate to get you comfortable in articulating and thinking in front of the camera.
Great point.
Go ahead and do that, guys, but do not fall on the crutch of scripting because A, it takes way too much time. B, the information is never as good as when you just deliver it authentically and people can tell that. And then C, guys, it's these training wheels, it's this crutch, and then maybe let's say you do that for a year and you have some result, like then you always have to script your videos. How are you gonna scale? How are you gonna put out more videos? Like,
I'm Ron Burgundy.
Damn it! Who typed a question mark on the teleprompter? For the last time, anything you put on that prompter, Burgundy will read.
you gotta get yourself to a point by not even starting to do that to where you can just articulate off the top of your head like this.
And more importantly, right, like let's get back to the 3 fundamentals. I'll leave you with those again. Know, like, and trust. Do people trust the media right now?
Nope.
There's a lot of things about the media people don't trust. So if you're gonna come off scripted and appear to be media for real estate,
Newscasters, right? They look pretty good. Caster this.
we do not. You guys are picking up what I'm putting down. Have you ever had a conversation where someone just goes, "Hey man, be real with me.
Yeah.
Is this
What's
a good
up,
house?
Yeah.
Hey man, be real with me. Is this market crazy right now?" Like, anytime people are speaking like that, look. The bottom line is people always want to feel like you can be real with them and just pull the walls down. Hence why we're unscripted here when we speak to you guys. But the bottom line is the other side effect of being scripted like that, even if you can read super well and you can do that super well, you're affecting that trust side, right? People can't really get into your emotions and just how you want to articulate for yourself because you're too busy being ridden, right? So it's hard for them to connect with you, especially because, hey, as good as video is, the more walls you have up, the harder it is for them to connect with you. So super important with that. I'll leave you with this as well, guys. We've got some private Facebook groups. If you guys have questions on that, it's Legit Agents. Go search it on Facebook. The Instagram handles you have popping up below, mine's Will_Grimes. I do Sunday calls for 90 minutes every Sunday evening, 6 p.m. Mountain District time. So if you got questions and you want to FaceTime one-on-one with me and just go through what you're going through and see if I can't help you out, I do that for 90 minutes. Send me a message. Get on that docket for Sunday evenings. Let's have a conversation. More importantly, if you guys are looking at building your brand and you want to partner with good dudes that you know, like, and trust, great. Because as much as we love making these videos for you guys, regardless, we would also love to partner with you and just help you guys grow in all facets, right? So that number popping up below, we are the guys who answer the phone call. We are the guys who answer the emails. And yes, we are the guys who respond back to text messages. So that being said, we're excited to help you guys out and move forward. But until next video, see you guys soon.
Subscribe. All right, we'll see you guys.